You know what that is? Deer Park, Illinois?
Hold on a second.
You don't even know who you're talking to, do you?
Well, I didn't. You're saying a lot of good stuff that I was kind of hoping we could include in here.
We're going to.
Okay. Okay, well, anyway, I'm Levi, and I'm here with
Bam Bam.
Bam Bam. And he's going to share with us a whole lot of knowledge about homelessness, how he became homeless, stories he wants to share, things he desperately wants people to know that he feels the public is ignorant of, everything that's happening, what the homeless are doing as a result of the mistreatment that's been going on and the harassment for just merely existing. He's going to go into all of it. So you got the stage.
Wouldn't we do better if we were asked questions about we the people, by the people, other people? So people would understand how it's led to this platform of homelessness being nothing. Wouldn't it be better if we started that way? Levi?
Yes, I mean,
If you ask me a question, I reverberate an answer, and then we just cut it up from there. You know, because we both know that homelessness in this country is something different than homelessness in other countries.
yeah, in other
And
countries, the homeless are treated a little more fairly, aren't they?
In a democracy, they're supposed to be treated twice as fair, right?
Yeah, but they're not.
But they're not. And that's what leads us to today, where you got homeless people who are being killed on the bridge above us. And last week there was a homeless person killed on that bridge.
Hi, beautiful.
There was a huge march on that bridge last night. There's 33 cops involved, you know, to watch the march go all the way across that bridge. I think I would fair to say it's a mile-long bridge. Here's in Wells, Nevada. Reno, Nevada. But here we got something different. When they want to plague the homeless as being nothing. You're not a human being. So what am I? Am I nothing? Am I not the corporation? A, B, C, D? No, nothing. And that's where we come to. When you push somebody aside, and they say, okay. And you push them aside, and they say, okay. And you push them aside, they say, wait a second, this is unfair. You push them aside long enough, they quit trying and being willing to participate on your level. And then they start saying, oh, there's rules to this stuff. And they start figuring out the rules. Once they start figuring out the rules, they say, oh no, we the people, of the people, by the people, it's all the people. And you start getting, you know, a different understanding about the legality of what they're doing, you know. Saying, hey, this shit has got to stop because you're doing it from here to Washington, D.C., saying that's legal for you to do. When people wake up in fear and they got to protect their Fourth Amendment right, or their Eighth Amendment right.
Now, one thing I understand for the short time that I was in my car homeless, and it was only for a few months, But during that time, one thing that I've noticed is that when it's cold, you got to do what you got to do to stay warm. Sometimes you got to make a fire, but make sure it's contained. And there were some people that ended up getting in trouble for that over at Stewart Park because they were trying to stay warm during the winter with this little stove that they built a fire inside of, and they got it taken away by the Rangers. Do you have stories about Rangers making it impossible for homeless people to exist because what you need to do to be able to live, to stay warm, to be human, it's all taken away, and what are you going to do?
Well, yeah, being human is having the unalienable rights to be human. They're not given to you by a park ranger.
Yeah.
And you have the want and the will, the desire to live, you're going to do what it takes to live. And you build a fire, regardless of what a ranger says, because a ranger has no authority. He has absolutely no authority with who he is. No authority. Especially here in Reno. I laugh at them because they're a joke. They're the biggest joke I've ever seen in my life. And I've driven truck for 10 years. I've been in trouble with the law many years. I've served my country in many years. But the Rangers here in Reno, Nevada are a joke. So is the mayor. And I get downright profound about this stuff, and people can't stand it. They can't stand it. And you know how things change?